Hello everyone, welcome back to Dieu Magique. Today is the 83rd day of my 100-day Dignamus challenge. Before we start, you might hear some noises today because there is a building site right downstairs, and I'm sorry if that's annoying for you. Also, you're more than welcome to check out my previous 82 videos, or actually some of them are audio files. You could check them out to keep up with the pace. And just in case you're new here, this is how you could get my free note summary and audio files. You can just scan this QR code and you could get everything for free. And then here is how I use my highlighters. Okay, let's get started. Today's article is really short, and I think I might have to say, a few French words today. And let's get started. A French conundrum. Rush hour running, or you could connect these two words together. Rush hour running. Paris, the capital's strange attitude to joggers. First, the Paris town hall shuts the city's gyms on national orders. Next, it locked the parks and closed Riverside Path. Then it banned running during the day between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. The reason why they're doing this is that it might seem quite draconian, but they simply wants to, the Paris government simply wants to separate joggers from daytime shoppers queuing for essentials on the city's narrow pavements. But the result has been an evening rush hour as joggers emerge from confinement all at the same time to squeeze in a run before supper. So the phrasal verb squeeze in literally means you have to find time to do something. I think more often it is when you don't have enough time. For example, you have a few meetings back to back, but then you have to squeeze in a spa session. I know that sounds like unrealistic, but you can use it that way. Paris has imposed some of Europe's tightest rules on outdoor exercise. Actually, according to major reports, let me find the BBC reports for you. I think it's on April 7th that the Paris government banned daytime outdoor exercise. And then, long before that, the Parisians, because I think the Parisians is actually a French word made into English, it should be les Parisiens, and then they need to fill out this form, and it is called attestation de déplacement dérogatoire. In English, that literally means you need to attest yourself or justify yourself when you want to go out. You need to put down your gender, madame or monsieur, madam or sir, and then your birth date, né le blah blah blah. And then if you don't have a good reason, you would be liable to be fined $146. That's not a small amount of money, especially in the coronavirus period of time. You might lose your job, and but it's not what this article is talking about. Let's go on. In Amsterdam or Berlin, joggers can run when they like, so long as they respect social distancing. So as long as they keep a distance between each other, they are free to run. And in most regions, Italians can go jogging. Even the Italians can go jogging, and even if just in a tight circle around their homes. Only Spain has enforced truly drastic rules. I remember when we talked about policies in Wuhan, we mentioned a few synonyms for drastic. We have draconian, strict, or harsh, and you could replace this word with all of them. And then having banned all outdoor exercise and kept children inside for the past 6 weeks. So you could see that Spain and France are literally two of the most strict countries when it comes to confinements. And here, has confinement revealed a hitherto hidden French passion for the jogging? Actually, le jogging here is a French word for the jogging. And hitherto literally means previously. If you have watched an American TV series called Devious Maids, then you might be familiar with its opening. It always say previously in Devious Maid, or if you have watched Miranda, you might notice that Miranda always said, so previously in my life, blah 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 blah. And a poll suggests that in normal times, only 10% of the French go running regularly. A mere 6 million people belong to a gym in France, well below the 11 million in Germany or 10 million in Britain. Parisians are expected to be shaped by nature, not machines. During lockdown, some improbably dressed joggers have been spotted pounding the streets. You know the word probably, that means possible, and improbably is a probably I said too much probably. It could mean the way that you're dressing is far from understandable for other people. So they also might say in the least possible way. Here, pounding the streets, that means you're running heavily, complete with the occasional jaunty silk scarf. Jaunty literally means cheerful or perky. You're full of life. And then lively. When in 2007, Nicolas Sarkozy broke with the formality of presidential tradition by leaving the Élysée, I don't know how to pronounce it in English. I think it's just French one. Élysée Palace in running shorts. It's somewhere around here. So, and actually he falls ill because of it, and you could see, it's 10 years ago. He is the first, I think he was the first French president who left his palace in running shorts. And okay, let's go on. And there is a very important phrasal verb here, break with. Break with here means you, I put it down here. So you act in a way that is not in accordance with a custom or a tradition. So when you think about president, you might think about a man who is always well presented and dressed in suit and tie, those bottom-up clothes, but literally here he just went out with his running shorts. One commentator linked it to his politics. Jogging is, of course, about performance and individualism, values that are traditionally ascribed to the right. Ascribed to, you could think about this word as attribute to or belonging to, associated with. Purists, if you put it back to the form of pure and then put a ist after it, it literally means people who believe that you should, they actually promote absolute accordance with a custom or tradition, which is right on the opposite side of break with. Deplored means you show strong disagreement with. Sometimes you are criticizing stuff if you deplore a person or a policy or a way of life, some behaviors, etc. The casual look. Intellectuals sniffed at the vulgarity. So sniffed at, if you still remember last week we mentioned the indigenous people turned their nose up at blah 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 blah. They mean the same thing. Jogging, said Alain Finkielkraut, a philosopher, did nothing for the soul or the mind. It was mere body management. So he is a very famous French philosopher who is still around, and he was actually backed up by Emmanuel Macron when he was attacked by Gilets jaunes, the yellow vests, if you still remember that. Let me find his photo for you. Okay, here it is. This is how he looks like, and he believes that jogging is just a body management, and it does nothing else more than that. And here, instead, he praised la promenade. Promenade is a very common French word. Usually people would say, vous voulez faire une promenade? Une promenade. Do you want to take a walk? Then, as practiced by Aristotle or Rimbaud, or in English you could say Rimbaud, is Arthur Rimbaud, or Arthur Rimbaud, a meditative walk, argued Mr. Francois, is a sensitive spiritual experience. So they believe that taking a walk is way better than jogging, and you got all sweaty and not elegant anymore. So I think that's part of the reason why the snobbish French people, I mean some of them, like the philosophers, they would prefer taking a walk rather than just going out for a run. Okay. Perhaps this explains the Paris rules. For now, daytime jogging may be banned, but people can still walk, even if only for an hour, around their homes at any time of the day, whatever they're thinking. So I tried to make a summary about it. Rush hour running. France has imposed draconian policies for outdoor exercises. Actually, I should take this S out. For outdoor exercise. Recently, the Paris Town Hall has banned jogging from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., triggering a running rush hour just before dinner time. Statistically, French people show no hitherto passion for outdoor workouts. During this time, runners wearing improbable jaunty outfits can be spotted pounding Parisian streets. French philosophers deplored le jogging, a vulgarity sniffed upon by purists. They prefer what was I thinking about? They prefer la promenade, a meditative and elegant habit promoted by Aristotle and Arthur Rimbaud. Whatever they say, you can still stroll along the Seine with a proper document, and here document I mean by document I mean the permit. And I think that's it for today. If you're interested in getting to know more about this channel, you could always look back on my previous videos, and I'll see you guys for another lesson.